He was a high thinker and a guy that was always 30 steps ahead of whatever the curve was.
It's been 8 years since we lost one of the biggest icons of the music industry, and like many others, the death of the legendary Prince is still a big mystery to many. A lot of fans don't agree with the official statement that was given after Prince passed away, and they think there was foul play involved, just like there was foul play involved in the death of other icons like Michael Jackson.
Musician Prince has died at the age of 57. His publicist, Yvette Noel-Schur, told the Associated Press the music icon was found dead at his home Thursday in suburban.
According to fans, his death has something to do with the fact that he had a very public beef with the music industry and the industry elites. What happened to him was very similar to what happened to Michael Jackson. He wanted to have authority over his own music and over his own name, and the industry elites did not like that.
Deep dispute with my record label.
Which is Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah.
Which owns this network, I might add. Just
they do.
Yeah, well.
But wait, we are not just talking about rumors here, because we have word from someone who is great friends with Prince. We are talking about none other than Katt Williams. Katt has always been the first person to speak up about the evils that go on in the industry. And the fact that he was close friends with Prince means that he knows all the insider tea of what actually happened. And now, 8 years after the death of Prince, Katt Williams is finally speaking up about what went down that fateful night. But that isn't even the wildest thing. Katt has been dropping bombshell after bombshell about Prince, and the streets are all calling out one name, and that is of Jay-Z. We all know Jay-Z has his fair share of skeletons in the closet, and as it turns out, he was the one who benefited off of the death of Prince the most, all while acting like he was a friend of the late singer. We have all the proof you need, and a lot more thanks to Katt Williams, so stick around till the end of the video to find out everything. You're watching The Celebrity Fix, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about how Katt Williams exposed shocking truths about the death of Prince and how Jay-Z profited off of it. But before we get to telling you all about that, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and smash that subscribe button for more videos like this one in the future. Now let's talk about what led Prince to have such big problems with the industry elites that ultimately led to his demise. He started his career back in 1977 with his first album called For You. This album was anything short of spectacular. The singer played over 27 instruments paired with impeccable songwriting and singing.
When Prince was just 20 years old, he released his very first album called For You. And on that album, this dude right here played 27 different instruments. 27!
This launched his career in the best way possible. He ultimately got to the highest points of his career after he released his album called Purple Rain in 1984. This album really catapulted his success and made him one of the biggest names in the industry. And as his fame grew, so did his will to have control over his music and life. This is where the whole problem started. Now we all know that all the big record labels and the industry elites love to control the artists in the industry so they don't lose any control.
We had some issues that basically about ownership of the music and how often I was supposed to record and things like that.
This made Prince clash with them, and he ultimately ended up saying goodbye to Warner and started his own record label so he could have full control over his music. He called this record label Paisley Park Records and started putting out hit after hit. But his fight with the big names in the industry wasn't over yet. In the 90s, things just got even worse as Prince decided to make a bold move.
He was a high thinker and a guy that was always 30 steps ahead of whatever the curve was.
He started making public appearances with the word slave written on his face. But why? Well, he said that when you don't own your masters, your master owns you. He said that it was professional slavery, the way his record label wanted to control him, and how he didn't even have power over his own name.
No, I think once I started writing slave on my face, I pretty much knew the outcome. I mean, you have to understand that that word on one's face pretty much changes the dynamic of any meeting that you're in.
He even ended up abandoning his name that he was so famous for and started going by a symbol that he came up with. In an interview, when he was asked about it, he told the audience that since Warner had taken and copyrighted even his name, he decided to abandon it and start a new era of his life. The symbol was a merge of the male and female symbols, and the singer started being known as the artist formerly known as Prince or Squiggly.
You're a symbol.
Oh,
Okay, how do you promote a symbol?
well, what we found is throughout the world, if you hold this up and show it to people what they think of, they will say Prince.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So you obviously made it famous.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
This obviously caused a huge PR nightmare for all the big record labels because a singer as big as Prince was actively speaking up about how problematic the industry was. At one point in his career, Prince even ended up saying that if he knew what he knows now about the music industry back when he was just starting out, he would have never become a singer in the first place. Now, one thing that his friends said about Prince was that he was always a very private person. He would rarely talk about his issues, even with his closest friends. Unlike Michael Jackson, who had made it clear to the public that the elites were after him shortly before he ended up dying. But don't worry, Katt Williams is coming forward with all the proof we need about the truth about Prince's death and how Jay-Z was the man who benefited the most out of it. But wait a minute, before we get to telling you all about that, do us a favor and share this video with a friend who might enjoy our content. Now let's talk about where Jay-Z comes into all of this. Prince had a very public problem with all the music giants in the industry, and in 2007, he decided to take action. He took his music off of all platforms like YouTube, eBay, and Pirate Bay, and only let one person have the right to stream his music. And that one person was Jay-Z. It was only one album titled Hit and Run, and Prince had only allowed Jay-Z to run it for a total of 90 days. Jay-Z's company Roc Nation was playing Prince's music for 90 days, but even after Prince passed away, Jay-Z decided to keep the whole thing up. If that wasn't bad enough on its own, Jay-Z even boasted about owning Prince's masters, saying that Prince knew his music would be safe with him, none of which is true. So in the end, Jay-Z was the one who was benefiting off of Prince dying. This makes you think about the official report that was given to the people about how Prince passed away. According to these reports, Prince was a drug addict and died because of an overdose. But all his close friends say that he didn't show any signs of addiction. The pills that he took were fake and were laced, which led to his death. This makes it very obvious that he didn't overdose and was instead taken out by the industry elites. Isn't it suspicious that just 2 years after he got hold of all his work and got the freedom he always wanted, he ended up dying of an overdose? And then all of a sudden, Jay-Z swooped in and started playing all of his music? Now Katt Williams is coming forward to talk about all of this. According to Katt, the industry elites took out Prince because he had started speaking up against them, and the industry decided to take him out and replace him with a pawn like Jay-Z, who has no issues being used like a puppet. According to the streets, Katt is going to do an interview on a podcast really soon where he is going to spill all the beads on this topic. And that was all we had time for in today's video. Do you think Jay-Z had something to do with the death of Prince? How do you think the world is going to react when Katt speaks up about this? Which Prince song is your favorite? Let us know all your thoughts and predictions in the comment section below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and smash that subscribe button for more videos like this one in the future. And with all of that out of the way, as always, we will see you in our next video right here at The Celebrity Fix.